What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Apple Juice for Two exclusive interview. Today we are joined by two very special guests. We are joined by Cameron Wescott and Whitt Burn of the Psycodelics. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for coming. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having us, brother.
Absolutely. Cameron is the bassist and vocalist for Psycodelics, and Whitt's the guitarist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Nice. Well, so guys, you are working on an album right now, right?
Yeah.
And that's awesome. You have done a lot in Charleston and haven't had any music released or whatever, which is really cool. What was this your first time in the studio working on stuff?
Yeah. Well, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the studio before and kind of attempted to record an EP or an album of that, but it doesn't always turn out how you want it. And I think this is my first time actually doing
A bona fide project.
Yeah, work that means something in a studio and actually kind of, caring about it way more. And
The stakes are higher when you have other people involved,
Exactly.
which helps.
Yeah.
Working on stuff by yourself, it's like all up to you.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
a lot.
What about you?
I was gonna say the same, something of the same likes. You know, the first thing that I was a part of where I recorded in a studio setup and had the whole, different control rooms and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was a part of the project that we were gonna be doing with Whitt, but it just didn't.
So you guys
work
had something a
out
little
how
bit
we
before
wanted.
this or whatever, a project?
Yeah, Whitt actually has a band called Steamroller. And,
Okay.
Sometimes we still go out and we play under that name when I guess you could say we don't do Delic stuff,
Yeah,
we
that
can't
makes
do
sense.
Delic stuff, 'cause
What kind of music do you guys play with that?
It's leaning more towards the blues and like
Gotcha.
kind of a hint of jazz and rock,
Okay.
more classic rock and
I
a
see.
funk,
Nice.
of course, but kind of a combination of all that.
Who do you have on drums for that? Someone specific? And
The
just whoever
latest,
you get around.
the last kind of configuration I had was our current drummer for the Psychedelics, Sean Bing.
Nice.
It would usually be me, Cam, and Sean, just as a trio.
Well, so how did this turn into Psychedelics?
Well, me and Noah Jones, we went to school together, and I was a freshman when he was a senior. And we came up through school after he graduated. We stayed in touch. We were always together, always playing music together. And by the time I had graduated, we'd been really playing together, and we'd been kind of cultivating a thing between me and him. And he introduced me to Sean Bing.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Sean Bing said, hey, I want to do a funk band. And me and Noah had already had,
The same idea.
yes, we've
Nice.
been talking about it for a long time.
Cosmically aligned.
Yes, so, the last piece of that was Whitt Burn, and we formed the Core Four. And it was myself, Sean, Noah, and Whitt. And
Nice.
along the way, we added Jim Rubish of
Okay.
Little Bird and Demario Kit, who plays with like Eddie Bush and folks like that. So that was the 6-piece, and then
Because you guys went in with like the idea that you wanted to be like a funk soul situation.
yeah, definitely like a funk band of the likes of like Sly and the
Okay.
Family Stone,
Okay,
Parliament,
Funkadelic stuff.
yeah, all
Gotcha,
of that.
of course.
Prince, James Brown. We we wanted to really, but at the same time too, we were very influenced by like Jay Dilla,
Okay.
Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest.
So you work in like some sampling and like electronic stuff in there or something? Or?
Yeah,
Nice.
there was a lot of that towards the beginning, and now we've moved to more of just an everything band. We play everything.
Because that's really all it is anyway. It's just like everything and however it comes out, like the whole genre thing's it's so subjective. But how do you guys feel about, like, do you think you represent maybe like a Charleston sound? Like, do you think there's like a definable, just discernible sound for our local area?
Well, you want to go?
I was gonna say I honestly don't know. I don't think there is a Charleston sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there is, I don't think we're that. You
Gotcha,
know,
okay.
I just, yeah, I don't think there is really a sound.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of just like whatever comes through here.
Yeah,
There's something like much that came out of that
yeah,
Yeah, because Charleston's a great like city for music, of course, but
yeah.
I don't think it has a specific sound
for
or
itself. Yeah.
genre.
How has Charleston been like in terms of like starting a band from scratch here? Like specifically about where we are. How has that been for you? Like any struggles or anything that played to your advantage, maybe?
Of course, like struggles, as far as struggles, scheduling members individually for rehearsal gigs, or trying to contact the venue that's like venue, especially who doesn't really necessarily care about you and they already have their own thing going.
Yeah.
So they kind of just kick you to the curb most times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a struggle. But when you find good people, it kind of tends to work.
That makes sense. Yeah, it all depends on your network.
Yeah, luckily we've kind of beat all of those obstacles at this point. I mean, we definitely had a lot of that when we first started, like just trying to get in contact with folks and not really getting heard.
Yeah.
And now it's great because everybody wants to
Yeah.
hear a little bit. So
When did that change for you guys? Do you think?
definitely during the time of Tobin's live music stint, I would say.
Okay.
Like for me, I noticed that Tobin's had a great period of putting on live music.
The venue
Yes,
place,
Yeah.
Tobin's Park.
Tobin's
Okay,
Market. They were putting on shows, ticketed shows with a lot of great bands. Little Bird,
Right.
ourselves, and it was just a great thing, and that really kind of turned the tables for us, if you will. We just recently played in Atlanta.
Nice.
For the Sweetwater 420 Fest.
That's exciting.
Yes, and
So the first time you guys had played outside of Charleston?
As the Psychedelics.
Yeah, as a Psychedelics.
we
Yeah.
had just recently, before that, played in Auburn.
Okay, nice. So
Yes.
no.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was,
That's cool.
and we've done things in Spartanburg too.
Okay. Gotcha.
That we love that city, so
Nice.
and they've embraced us, and
But so yeah, like you guys kind of cultivated a following almost by playing around Tobin's and stuff,
yeah,
and people would come through.
Yeah.
Just got to know you by then.
yeah, and that's when I would say it kind of shifted for me, or I can't speak for Whit, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
it
would
was-
agree. There
yeah.
is Tobin's and all the other places we were playing here and there. Just
Poorhouse.
when we were together doing
Yeah.
our thing.
That's what got people interested and stuff.
Yeah.
And this was, I guess, I'm just assuming like post-COVID quarantine situation, so everyone was kind of like blooming and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's right around the time where everyone's coming back out.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful thing. We just happened to catch the wave.
So where did you guys record this album? In Charleston somewhere?
So we actually recorded in Barnwell.
Barnwell. Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 places we recorded
Yeah.
so far for this project.
The other place is the Space with Wolfgang Zimmerman.
Gotcha. Okay.
Downtown Charleston.
Nice.
Yeah, so both experiences have been great, and right now we're putting it all together,
hmm
doing sequencing, and
The whole situation.
yeah,
The post.
yeah,
production, yeah.
mixing and mastering the whole nine.
Well, so what's your guys' process for writing songs? Like, how do you arrange pieces for the group?
That's a good question.
Is it just like different every time or?
Well, yeah, I actually write a lot of our music. And,
Okay.
Noah Jones too, but everybody has a part.
I see, yeah.
Like the way we actually came up with the song Ladybug, which will be out soon. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Stay tuned for Ladybug coming
yeah,
out soon.
Ladybug, y'all. Within the next few months here, be on the lookout for that.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yes. But Noah Jones had a chorus, with these chords that he kind of wanted it to be very triumphant,
hmm
but talking about a ladybug, a girl that, I want you to be my ladybug.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it could be corny, but hey, whatever, it's funky,
Honestly, corny is what people like. I mean, corny's good.
Listen, man,
Yeah.
corny is the funk.
Exactly, yeah.
Shoot. So, he brought that to us, and Whit had a lick that he always does on guitar, And I grabbed that lick and made that the lick throughout the entire verse.
On the bass.
Yeah, so we all do it, and it's
That's nice. That sounds like tight.
yeah,
Tight.
it's real funky.
Yeah, it just repeats over and over.
Yeah.
Kind of with, but it's
So you jam on it a little bit.
yeah, it's kind of just the main theme throughout the song. You'll hear it.
And so we added that with Noah's chorus, and we had the whole song, and that's just one example of how we kind of go about it.
So that was like that one just kind of came to you guys very easily.
Yeah, and a lot of the times we try not to force it,
Yeah.
because that's when it really starts to feel corny, as you say.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
Like,
Disingenuous.
Yeah.
Corny, yeah.
So a lot of the times we just try to let it flow. Noah come to me with the song, or I'll come to him with the song, and we'll just pen it out and write a structure. And sometimes there's no structure, and we'll just go like that. But it's a very free form.
Like open to all ideas and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the way it should be. That's nice.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's definitely fun, and everybody gets a piece. You know what I'm saying? And not just for the sake of everybody having a piece, but everybody.
There's something to show off with everybody in your group. And
everybody has great ideas in this band. You know, and
Diverse influences. And
So.
Well, that's what makes it fresh.
Yeah.
Keeps it fresh.
Yeah, got to keep it fresh.
Yeah. Well, so personally, for both of you guys, when did you start playing your instruments, or like when did music come into your life like that?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I started getting interested in guitar or music and guitar specifically when I was like 12, 13, and then kept practicing, and I was in clubs by like 15 or 16 playing, and a band, around that time as well.
Nice.
But and then church, I played guitar in church, but yeah, that's really it for me.
And then it was just history from there.
No, man.
Nice.
My grandmother played piano, but my dad, I didn't grow up in a musical household.
Okay, so yeah, none of your parents played
No.
music. How did you just like? Were you listening? Were there any like bands or music that you're listening to that were like, I want to play guitar. I want to be that, or like, how did you get the idea?
Nothing major like that I was interested in until my dad mentioned like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I got into that, and I started eventually trying to learn some of it, and then I just got deeper into like I was like, I like this, and I just got like deeper and deeper and deeper into it.
I remember being a kid, like I think probably like 14-ish, or maybe like 13, whatever. But my dad, for some reason, had a DVD of that Stevie Ray Vaughan Albert King session.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved watching that as a kid. I was like,
Yeah, it's
and like as a kid, like you just have whatever the people around you have. You know what I mean? So their tastes are kind of like just your starting point,
right.
and so you just like play that over and over and over again. What about you, Cam?
Neither of my parents are musically inclined either. My mom, she played French horn her senior year of high school for 1 year, and that was it. But
Nice.
I started playing drums according to her around when I was like 3, and I would just beat on whatever, just classic kid drummer, beating on the pots and pans.
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta start on pots and pans.
Gots to. It's a rite of passage.
Yeah. Pay your dues.
And from there she would buy me little kiddie drum sets, and I beat through all of those. And she finally got me a real, Tama drum set.
Oh hell yeah.
A little nice little 4-piece.
Nice.
And I was working with that, and I, through middle school, tried out for School of the Arts, Charleston County School of the Arts. And in 6th grade, I didn't get in. I tried out for cello. No, that was on me, man. I wasn't with it yet. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I tried out for like whatever, and then 8th grade going into high school, I was like, not trying to do it, and my middle school band director was like, go for it, man. Like, might as well. What do you have to lose? Didn't have anything to lose, so I went for it. Got in for both upright bass and percussion for
So you started bass on upright bass?
So I actually was on cello, and I moved to
Okay,
upright.
wow.
Yeah, I moved
You
to
started from
upright.
the very beginning
Yeah,
and went
yeah.
all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn electric bass, but I couldn't take home the big upright,
Gotcha,
to
yeah.
kind of even just mess with the fingerings or whatever. So I got a acoustic guitar. It was in
Oh,
eighth
okay.
grade, yeah, and I would play the bass notes on that.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then finally got a bass. And from there, I went through the School of the Arts doing percussion. I chose percussion and still was keeping up my electric bass chops, playing with Whitt,
Nice.
playing with Noah Jones, and
So did you guys meet at SOA?
No, I didn't go to SO.
Oh, nice. You go to Wando?
No, I went to a school in high school in Walterboro,
Okay.
Carlton County High School, and
Gotcha.
I wasn't in any music program over there, really.
Nice. How'd you guys meet?
it's a funny story.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
You've
alright.
told it a few times.
Yeah,
It's pretty like locked in.
Yeah,
My
because I love this story, man. So our friend McCarthy Fitch in Vinegar was playing bass. There was a different configuration of Steamroller at the time, and it was Alex Brower and McCarthy Fitch and Whitt Burn. And Alex couldn't do the gig, so McCarthy asked me to fill in. But Whitt had already asked John Picard, like of the Destinators, to fill in. And John, so I show up and John shows up, and John just completely embraced me.
Oh,
He
nice.
was like the nicest guy, and he was like, "Yo, man, if you want to play some songs, play some songs." And,
bet.
yeah, we'd trade back and forth, and he got on the bass too, and
Okay.
McCarthy got off, and we just all hung out, and that was my first time meeting Whitt.
Nice.
And it was just a great meeting. That everybody embraced me, especially Whitt.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's really nice or like open of him.
Yeah,
To just accept you
he
like
didn't
that.
have to. He could have been like, oh.
Yeah, it could be really like tight or
Yeah.
tribal with like
Yeah.
groups and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the fact that, and I don't think Whitt had heard me at that point, had you?
No, I'd never heard you.
Yeah, so it was just all on faith, and he just
Nice.
was like, yeah, he trusted McCarthy's word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he did, because, after that, me and him would get together all the time. What I'm
Nice.
saying, get up
Yeah.
at my house and just jam. Him on the guitar, me on the drums, or him on the guitar, me on the guitar.
Yeah.
Him on the guitar, me on the bass. Him on the bass, me like just all different kinds of configurations.
Just making shit.
Yeah, and we just jam and have a good time, So
Yeah, first I would start hiring Cam as a drummer on my gigs, and now he's a bassist on all my gigs.
yeah, kind of switched over, man. I still love the drums though.
Yeah, I was gonna. So do you play bass? I guess more now these days, just because of how you do it.
Yeah, because
You needed a bassist, or you got it? You already had a drummer
For a steamroller?
for I'm sorry for psychedelics. Yeah.
Oh, I was playing bass a lot more than I was playing drums then. And like I said, we
Gotcha,
had met Sean Bing at that time. So that was the
Right.
drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we wanted another drummer to play with him. So that's when we recruited DeMario,
So you guys have two drummers, or does he do like percussion stuff?
So he does percussion stuff now, but when he first joined the group, it was a lot more.
Two sets.
Yeah, and so now we're definitely going to move back to like a hybrid kind of thing where
Okay.
he's doing like a hybrid drum set with percussion, with electronics,
Oh,
and
nice.
playing
Yeah.
with Sean. So
Get those sample hits in there.
yeah, you got to have the claps,
I feel like that's interesting. Like, if you look at the evolution of like the drum set over the years, like that rack tom space is now like the space for the sample pad.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
crazy.
I think it's interesting. Like that's part of the kit these days.
Yeah, and electronics really too have kind of instilled way into music.
Yeah. How do you guys feel? Like, so you guys, you are lovers and play jazz and stuff like that, and work, the Jay Dilla stuff and everything in that. What do you say to like the purists who are only like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have any like samples or electronic jazz or like only bebop. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Parker or something.
Well, what do you think about it?
I can't say much because, if they're really a purist. Do you mean a critic or like a purist musician?
Probably like, I guess like one of those musicians who are just kind of like staunch and like, you know what I mean. the fucking like Reddit forum
Yeah, like,
comment
I don't know.
nerds.
gatekeepers,
can't-
if you will.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah, that's
a
the
good
best
point.
way to put it, Bo.
That's a
Yeah,
good
man.
point.
Yeah.
They're missing out.
Seriously, I mean, until we definitely don't ever want to take away from the pioneers. You know what I'm saying? Like, even aside from the well-known ones like Miles and
Mm-hmm.
John Coltrane, and there's so many others that have done so much, and we love to,
We all stand on the shoulders of giants.
yeah,
if you will.
you got to,
Uh-huh.
so we never feel like we're, doing a disservice to
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
craft of jazz ever when it comes to it, because
Uh-huh.
we love it so much. Like, we're only trying to do
Yeah.
our
And it's like
best with it.
push it and like do your own thing with it.
Exactly.
So at what point did you guys, I mean, it sounds like pretty early on in your life you kind of like went all in. When was that point for you, each of you guys?
All in.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna do anything else type shit,
I probably decided that pretty early. Like once I started playing clubs, and a bit after that, like my first band, second band, I was like,
That makes sense. I feel like usually it's like once you play in front of a crowd,
yeah.
that's what it like does, and you're like, yeah.
It kind of built up though to me being like positive that this is what I wanted to do. I'd say like 17 maybe.
Okay. What about you, Cam?
I knew immediately. Like, growing up, I would like imitate James Brown, and my grandmother would be like, "No, we got Cameron Wescott," like doing the whole thing, and I come out and, "No, thank you." Had a little blanket on as a
That's
cape.
awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I always wanted to be a performer in some like. It didn't matter what it was, and then I think seeing the string instruments be showcased at my elementary school when I was like in 5th grade, and luckily I had that experience. Not a lot of people get that opportunity, but
That's
I
true,
was,
yeah.
I was able to, be shown that world, and that's really when I said, all right, I'm all about this. I don't care what it is. I want to be all about music. So,
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
yeah.
What music are you guys into these days? Like that you guys are listening to?
What you want? What's in your playlist, bro?
I mean, a lot of oldies still. Like I still listen to a lot of old music because it's good.
Yeah. I heard this statistic a few days ago or something that like something like 73% of all music that's streamed on Spotify and Apple Music is like music that was released pre 1993 or something like that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Me too, because I'm like, that makes sense. Like, I'm listening to a lot of old shit most of the time.
Yeah.
And then there's so many newer songs that have old songs sampled, within them. So
Exactly. I mean, yeah, no, so many. The Purdy shuffle breakbeat, like alone, like is in everything basically.
Oh yeah, all the Toto stuff, all of the
Yeah.
Steely Dan.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. So what about you, Cam? What are you listening to? What's your summer playlist?
Oh man,
include?
summer playlist. Yeah, I would say it's the oldies too. I listen to a lot of Prince.
Nice.
And I'm always looking for more concerts and bootlegs and stuff like that. So
Nice.
I'm in a deep rabbit hole, if you will, right now.
Of Prince?
Oh
Or-
yeah, of
Nice.
the whole shindig, the whole Purple family, Prince, The Time.
you can count me in on that too.
Yeah,
Nice, okay.
And Prince was writing a lot of those other artists' music, and
At that time?
Yeah, and the band would go out and play it. So he was writing The Times music. He was writing Sheila E.'s music after a certain point, and they would go out and play it on like how they would do it.
Yeah.
So-
I'm like honestly embarrassingly not familiar with Prince's discography.
I'm gonna send you something.
But
after
yeah, I was
this.
gonna say, so for someone like me, what's like a good starting point? Like how do you get in? What album?
I would definitely say,
Like besides Purple Rain.
yeah,
stuff.
no. For me, the Prince self-titled album,
Okay.
and Controversy.
Okay.
That album, I think. You
Okay.
would-
I'll put that on the docket.
yeah, you
Love that.
definitely dig on that, and then, you know, you can go into like the 1999, a little more generic, you know,
Okay.
but it's still
Still him.
early Prince, you know.
Yeah.
It's him unmolded and untouched by, untainted, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, by everything around him. So
The system.
yeah, you know, because Purple Rain is, you know, the go-to. It's the commercial success.
Yeah, exactly. The Super
know.
Bowl moment.
Yeah,
thing.
you know, and it's crazy because like one of the hit songs on that album, The Beautiful Ones, he wrote like maybe, I think it was 6 weeks before the movie came out.
Wow.
You know,
And
so
then fit him in.
yes. So, you know, it was really just like,
Those kinds of stories are always like, they're just crazy to me. Like,
no, right?
it makes sense. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it happens at the last second. You're like, oh shit, I gotta get this in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the fact that his pen was, you know, in such a flow.
Yeah, for real. I mean, he's obviously prolific.
Mm-hmm.
Whit, if you had to say like specifically on guitar, like who's like your blues like god? Like who's your guy? I know you mentioned Stevie earlier, but
Yeah, Stevie's in there. I don't know if it's just one person,
yeah,
but it's definitely like
Name
a
a few, man.
culmination of a few a few greats like B.B. King, Albert King, Albert Collins, even.
nice. Yeah, I was gonna say you're 335. It's a 335,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
Bixby, dripping with taste. Great choice.
Thank you.
man.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. That's a real Gibson? Like,
Yeah, it's a Gibson 335 from 1971.
oh,
so it's
nice.
pretty old.
Man, when did you come in? When did that come into your life?
Probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. When I got it, the pickups were like out of the body and it had no strings on it, and I like spent all night like working on it because I knew what I had to do. It was just super tedious, and like
Right.
I just spent a lot of time on it and went back and forth, and I finally fixed it, and like I haven't put it down. It's been my most favorite guitar to play.
That's amazing. It looks beautiful, and the fact that it's a 71, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that guitar is all over this new record, yo.
Really?
Yeah, it's so.
It's doing the heavy lifting.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Nice.
sir.
with ease too. you
Yeah.
know?
I was gonna say, if you had like and this goes to you too about drum sets or bass or whatever, but if you had like $15,000 and you could only choose one guitar and amp to have for the rest of your life, I know it's a tough question, and but like you have $15,000.
Shoot, I might buy me a little cheapo. Keep the rest of that back.
Exactly. I'm pretty happy right now.
You know what I'm
Get a
saying?
little Sears Strat pack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Just to smash and set on fire.
yeah, man. Like that's probably what
You could get
I
some good
do.
photos out of that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be very valuable.
Yeah, buy me a bunch of little what is it? The G Larry bases from Walmart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, give me like 5 of those. And spend the rest on whatever groceries and bills and shit. You know.
Well, that's very practical of you guys. Nice. That makes a lot of sense.
Hey man, we getting gigs, but it's
Yeah, you
you
gotta-
still gotta
you gotta be
eat. You
smart
know
about
what
it,
I'm
for
saying?
real.
You still gotta take the occasional bar gig and the function gig. You know, we don't look down on that.
Oh no, yeah. The working I mean you're working musicians.
Yeah.
And that's the life.
Yeah.
So how has it been like working with Will Blackburn from Slow? How did you guys start commiserating together?
Oh man, love Willie B. Shout out to Willie B.
Willie B.
Yeah. I met Will my freshman year of high school,
Okay.
and I was in a band with McCarthy Fitch and Noah Jones called Manchild.
Gotcha.
And shout out to Manchild.
Manchild.
And we opened for Stoplight when they were like, you know, just kind of coming on the scene,
Okay, nice.
like really big in Charleston.
yeah.
around 20.
Like headlighting Music Farm
yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, that would have been like
The peak.
2015.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So like we were, you know, I didn't even know who they were,
Mm-hmm.
and we met. It was like hit it off.
Nice.
Had a good time. We played the winter formal for the School of the Arts at the South
Okay.
Carolina Aquarium.
Oh, dude, I was at there 1 year. Yeah, was the person I was with at that time,
Yes, dude.
and I remember he was playing there.
Yes,
It's
dude.
fucking wild. Okay.
Man, that was a good time, man.
Yeah, that was interesting. Wando never did shit like that.
Yeah, well, the thing is too about SOA, like we don't have any sports. They didn't have any sports, so
Yeah.
they really had to do the most in terms of the arts. Like make
Yeah.
it the most visually, dope thing that you can make it. So like, why not have like fucking live music and food and drinks and candy and all this shit at the aquarium? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just,
I also went to that jump jive and whale thing one of those years.
man.
That was sick in itself. I was
played-
like, whoa.
Man, so many jump driving whales. That was
Really,
a
yeah.
great time. Shout out to the whole School of the Arts.
My little sisters are there right now. So yeah, shout out SOA.
Yes, yes. But yeah, man, it's like that,
And you guys have just been working together since then. You will,
Yeah.
because he's been like performing by himself a little bit recently, right?
Yeah, he's doing kind of a solo thing right now, which is dope. He's had like myself, Oleg Tarantiv, Jim Rubish, Noah Jones, and Will Mahoney, kind of backing him and just putting a nice blanket under him, and
Yeah.
he carries, man. He has such a star power about him. So
Really?
yeah, man. He's he puts me in the mind of like Freddie Mercury, dude. with
Oh, he's
his
got Freddie
voice.
Mercury vibes. Wow.
With his voice, at least, you know what I'm saying.
That's
like,
true,
He
yeah,
has
I
the
mean-
power, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. He can move some air.
yeah. So it's been dope. Like ever since I met him, like it would have been then. And then wait, when did you meet him?
I think the first time I met him was when he would be coming over to the old Little Bird residence
Yeah.
during rehearsal,
Mhm.
and I got introduced to him that way,
hmm
and just by word of mouth from other people. But yeah, once I heard him, I knew he had something. Or whatever it is, he's got it. Like in terms of singing,
Yeah,
and
man.
yeah, just working with him, it's been great. Pretty
That's awesome.
easy. We've put together some really complicated set lists with him, and executed it.
Yeah, he nails it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and we're definitely trying to get more things going too in the future with, the Psycodelics and Stoplight,
Yeah.
and getting some bills together. So
Exactly. Yeah, that would be a sick bill to have double bill, maybe on a little tour situation.
yeah, I'm actually joining Stoplight.
Oh, really?
This fall, yeah.
Are they doing a few stops?
Yeah, they're actually gonna be on tour from September 3rd to like November 19th.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a nice long run hitting the entire country. So
That's exciting.
yeah,
Have you ever done anything like that before, or like?
this is my first tour. This is my first time flying.
Wow,
Yeah, this is a lot of firsts for me.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Well, that's exciting. Yeah.
yeah. So shout out to Will Blackburn.
Shout out to Will
Yeah,
and the
then
guys at SLO.
Yeah, the whole Stoplight crew. JK, Mahoney, Oleg. Much love, my boys.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Were they around the studio at all when you guys were recording? Or writing?
Yeah. We had Will stop through. We had Oleg stop through.
Nice.
And they just, hung out, lended us their ears, and their advice and, whatever. It was
Oh,
dope.
go for it. Yeah, please. Feel free.
Yeah. So, it was a whole
The
thing.
occasional, maybe there or a little different
Yeah.
snare or
And like, Legs, he does a lot of producer work, and he was just great to have there as like another drummer outside of myself, outside of Demario, outside of Sean, just a fresh pair of ears. you
Yeah.
know. It's just like,
that's crucial.
maybe, what's up with this right here? Y'all got the percussion right here? All right, cool. What you using right there? You gonna have a little bit of overdrive on the
Oh,
on the
yeah.
bongos or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Get some crunch.
yeah, exactly. He's,
Yeah. It's
So-
so easy to get lost in the sauce. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
And
When
like
you
have
listen
someone
to
to get
when
you
you
out of
listen
that.
to the same thing over and over again, definitely.
Oh. Weird. Yeah. There's a switch on the mic.
There
Sorry
you
about
go.
that.
Oh no, you're good. So yeah. All right.
Back
Bad.
in business.
I usually have that taped over with electrical tape, but we used it for something else recently, so I took it off. But
Good, man.
I'm stupid.
No, you
No, I'm
good.
joking. But so you were saying in the studio and ideas
Yeah,
and being fresh.
yeah. I mean, all of those guys, we're around them a lot. Outside of music, we hang out. We go and grab a drink
Yeah.
or go and get some food, get some lunch together.
That makes
It's
sense.
very community oriented, if you will. So
Yeah. So like, what have they? I don't know. Like, I guess taught you for a better, or like what guidance have they given you as a band, like recording their first album and like coming up playing shows and stuff, like advice wise.
what would you say?
Um, just you have to have the material first, and it's got to be really honed in. And just from having like other bands in Charleston that are actually touring and playing multiple shows and just having to have stuff in order, you kind of see what you need to do in order to do it.
Yeah, you
It's
see
got,
that
like, a
you
great
can't really
example.
fake it.
Right. It's a good example of what you need to try to do to do something with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I say the same thing. Like, just having your stuff in order before you put it out there, and two, not rushing it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's definitely a rookie like thing.
yeah. A lot of the times you're so ready for it to be out there that you'll
Just
put it
out
out.
there,
You
yeah.
don't care about the art or what
Right.
goes behind it, any of the promotion that goes behind it, and a lot of the time, that's all it takes for it to pop off is some good
Yeah.
promotion, some good artwork, and the good content. The content can be great, but if all of those other elements aren't there, then it just won't
Yeah.
work.
You can't like execute the idea well, or actually, I mean, especially these days, like you need so much time to like build it all up and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes, and this, I would say, today's society like digest things in a very quick manner. It's
Yeah.
like they just need a little short whatever at a time, and we're just now getting back to listening to like full albums.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Like going back to buying vinyl,
Yeah.
CDs, these older analog
Yeah.
ways of listening to music. And, there was nothing ever wrong with any of those things. There's no reason to throw it all out, So
Right.
I think now too, like, because of all of that, it's like important to really put the effort into the artwork and the promotion and the whole package
Mm-hmm.
and taking your time with it. And like those guys definitely, and they don't even have to say it directly. They've shown us,
Right.
like Stoplights, their whole PR is great,
Yeah, their account's amazing. That most recent single that they just came out with, all the artwork and photography behind that,
Yes.
it's beautiful.
Spectacular. Same with Little Bird, who does like Jay Hurt. Shout out to my boy Jay Hurt.
Hurt.
Yeah, the Six, man.
Is he the photographer?
So
Or-
he does everything, man. He's a visual artist. He does graphics, does sound design.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, he actually has his degree in sound design.
From
So,
SCAD.
yeah, so
Nice.
he's top notch. He does
That's awesome.
the production for Little Bird, and he kills it. You know what I'm saying? And Jeff Lucci too of Mo Lauda
Okay.
and The Humble, and Jay Hurt does Mo Lauda's artwork sometimes too.
Nice.
So it's
So he's the guy.
yeah, dude. Jay
He's
Hurt
the
is
guy.
man. He's such a cool man. So
We gotta get him on.
yeah,
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Freaking yeah, all the artwork and stuff behind a piece of like a body of work, like cassette or whatever, is so important because like you are making like a physical thing that will last forever. Like when you die and stuff like that will still be there, and people can listen to it or whatever. So it's like I don't know. A lot of times people don't think about that,
yeah,
and anything you put out there like can be what defines you for the rest of your life if it somehow takes off. Like if it's just some like I don't know, maybe like a shitpost song that gets viral on TikTok, but you want to be taken seriously, like that's a predicament.
right. Because then people will only have that to go by.
Yeah, and they expect that
Right.
from you, which is like, Yeah, that can be tough as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Has that you guys ever fallen into that trap at all?
We're trying not to really,
Yeah.
we're really trying to resist the TikTok craze,
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say there's that whole thing that we see in like I don't know the discourse of like music or whatever, but like people who are like my industry's making me post a TikTok, so have a viral moment to push my single and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to avoid that.
Yeah, definitely. Because, like you said, I mean, people expect that from you. We could make a whatever song and it pop off on TikTok, but
Yeah.
we'll have no fun playing that live. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when people come to those shows, we know that they're only there because it
5 seconds.
Yes,
of
they
one
use it
song,
on
yeah.
their videos or whatever for like, and that's not to say that you can't have like a good song or anything to put behind. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
how
yeah.
people have TikTok songs, but there are those songs that are curated just for that.
Yeah,
just for the
definitely.
you know.
And especially as a band starting out, like it'd be so easy for that to just be for you guys to be pigeonholed to that starting out if that happened.
Yeah.
Or whatever I feel like.
Yeah, so that's we gotta get some music out first.
Yeah, exactly.
We ain't even worried about that. Trying to get it to pop on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you gotta do it right.
Mhm.
Well, I blew through all the shit I had. Is there anything else that you guys want to say about anything you got coming up? Maybe some shows or
Yeah, we can plug some stuff.
yeah,
Man, let's plug it.
go
That's
for it.
cool.
I'll just
Plug it.
Go.
Yeah, so all right. So we've got a show. Our next one, I think, here in town is gonna be Bohemian Bull on James Island on the 11th,
Yeah.
and then at the end of July, July 30th, we'll be at the Windjammer
Nice.
Yeah.
with Slow Stoplight Observation.
No. Joe Hurtler and the Rainbow Seekers. Shout
There
out
you
to
go.
Joe
Correction.
Hurtler.
Correction.
So we're gonna be out there co-headlining with Joe, and that's gonna be a ball.
That sounds fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and our Instagram is our main thing you can grab onto if you want to keep checking us
Yeah.
out and look out for shows.
At psycho.delics.
Yes.
Right?
PSYCO.
Oh yeah, I think I saw when you posted no more reposting stuff that's misspelled.
Like, oh, dude, somebody just posted yesterday. My girlfriend sent it to me. Harlem. It said Psycodelics, and it had an H and O. Like
Oh,
I was
man.
like, dude, I was like,
It's all sorts of wrong.
Psychedelics.
Jeez.
Come on, just
You're like, we're done. No more of that.
it's just
That makes sense. I mean, like it would just kind of hurts your.
it really does.
Recognition.
And especially when people
It's a
go
brand.
to look us up.
Yeah.
And they look up like the Psychedelics, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna find us, So it really
Yeah.
doesn't help. And then too, it just takes a few seconds to look,
To check.
to check.
That's
You
true.
you can find it. So
Oh my god, yeah. I have spelled a lot of things wrong in my life.
listen, man, I try not to, because I understand too for other artists like what that's like. You're trying to.
But you're right. No,
your
it's
thing.
like just take 2 seconds to look,
Yes.
people. If you get anything out of this, like 45 minutes chat, just check for your spelling. Make sure that's on point.
For real. But yeah, the Instagram is PSYCO.DELICS.
Nice.
Psychodelics. No H, no O's.
That's the point.
Except for the one in Psycho.
Non-traditional.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very, but that's how, that's how I act.
It's the brand.
Amen.
It's the brand.
Come
Well,
on. Now.
again, thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Thank you for having us, man.
Absolutely, yeah. What an absolute blast. This part's always a little like awkward. I don't know. Just let it play. Sound like we're talking.
I fuck with it, man. I fuck with this little beat, man.
Yeah. Oh, really? Nice. Thanks.
Yeah, it's bumping in these airways.
Yeah, we made that like a year ago when we started or whatever.
This is when we have our papers. We stack all our papers up
Yeah.
like on the table. Pretend to talk to each other.